Hello. Happy Thursday. I hope you all had a great day today. I am Tiana Nichelle. I have weekly conversations about life, relationships, and everything in between. I am here to empower you and motivate you and make you look at some things a little differently at times. So, we gonna get into it. Um, I am also a serial entrepreneur. I have a nonprofit organization, Empower Society, mobile app, Empower Society. It's in your Google Play, in your Apple App Store. Download it. I send daily messages of encouragement. It is a directory of resources and services for people with disabilities. And yes, so we're going to get into it. So, who are you listening to? So, many times we don't accomplish the things that we set out to. Like in our heads, we're like, this is what I want to do. And then we listen to other people, we ask for their advice, and they will tell us something like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you got to do this and that and the other, or wasn't you doing this? Or they'll come in and change your whole trajectory on what you want to do. They'll have you questioning yourself. And here is what, because this live is not going to be long. We going to get quick, straight to the point. They will deter you from your own dreams. And many times we will be stagnant because we're waiting on the approval of other people, or we are afraid to move because of the fear that someone else has put inside of us. It's not even our own fear. It's that we talk to somebody else who's like, nah, don't do that. No, that may not be a good idea. But did they accomplish what you're trying to accomplish? Are they going where you're trying to go? Have they done any of the things that you are trying to do? And if the answer to your question is no, then should you really be asking them? If every time a person has something negative to say, when you have something that you want to do, that you want to accomplish, that you think might be a great idea, and you're asking, them for their opinion and their approval because you think that this person, really knows you, you're comfortable with them, maybe they're a friend, they're a family member, maybe they're even a spouse. A lot of the times, if they have not accomplished anything, then they're not going to be able to guide you, because within themselves is their own fear. And so if someone is fearful of accomplishing their own goals, or if they have no goals whatsoever, because there are people who don't have goals, and they might have this small mindedness, or maybe they think that you should just work all your life. Maybe they think that pursuing your dreams or whatever it is, even if it's a relationship that you want to be in, and I've seen like a lot of different people on like YouTube who actually talk against like marriage and relationships, which I talk about this on my YouTube channel. So Tiana Nichelle the Visionary, go and look at some previous conversations. Hello. And so people will speak against marriage, especially when, one, they're scared to do it, two, they've done it and it didn't work out, or three, they just want to be for the streets. But it is a biblical covenant, and so a lot of the times, especially now, like there are a lot of people that are really like downplaying that. But we know that if someone is really like just pay attention to how they are. Pay attention. I'm gonna just say that. Pay attention to the type of person they are. Pay attention to the fruit that they have bared. Pay attention, because if you do not look at the person, their character, the things that they have done, it will keep you complacent, stuck in a box. You have to be careful who you are listening to, who is feeding your spirit, who you talk to on a consistent basis, who are the people that are around you. Because if their heart posture is not right, it's going to rub off on you, and you will out of nowhere feel depressed, feel complacent. You will have all of these emotions, and you won't even know where it's coming from. So you have to be careful who you are listening to. The other thing is, be careful who you're sharing your dreams with, because there are a lot of people out here who are dream killers because they don't have the confidence to accomplish anything themselves. They don't have the confidence to go out and do things. And like I was saying before, you will ask them for their opinion and they give you something totally out of left field. Also, like, having people around you who have not accomplished anything, or have not even tried. And if you are ambitious, it does you a disservice. So you need to get around people who are actually trying to go where you're going, do what you're doing. You really do. Because it makes a world of a difference. Even in your relationships, your friendships, your everyday circle. You got to look around you and see what the conversations are like, and then you got to get from around people that gossip all the time about everybody else's business, because then you will become that person. And what are you all accomplishing? Like, you should be around a group of people who are like, talking about dreams and aspirations and wealth building and all of these different things. Like, these should be the conversation, things that feed your spirit. Get into your word if you are of faith-based. If you're a Christian, get into your word, having those conversations about things that actually pour into you. Being around people who are uplifting. I talked about this before, like, the negativity in the world is much greater than the positivity. So a lot of the times you're going to see more negative, and you're going to experience more negative than you do positive. And so that's why it's very important to choose your friend circle. It's very important to choose who you decide to do life with. It's very important, because that can make or break you. And so you don't want that type of energy in your space. You don't want those type of people around you, because you also have your own negative thoughts in your mind. And we tussle with our minds all the time on what we really want to do in life. Where do we really want to go? We have our own things going on internally, so it kind of does us a disservice, or not kind of, it does you a disservice when you don't have people around you who support you, who pour into you, who pray for you, who will encourage you on whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying that to go out there and do something really stupid that you're not using wisdom on. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about when you're ready to accomplish something, like you want to start your own business, when you want to take a new class, or maybe go into a different career, or something that's life-changing. You gotta have people that's gonna be like, you can do this, you got this, what do you need? Because it makes a world of a difference. It makes your life so much easier. And then sometimes they can walk you through the process, especially if they've been through it. If you have friends who have been business owners, and that's the other part. Like, I know for me, when I started my business, I didn't have any friends that were around me that had started their businesses. Um, Nobody, like, in my friendship circle had ever done it. And I was the first. So I really didn't have anywhere to pull from when I first started Bella Lux. Even when I started Visionary Creations doing the event planning, I didn't have any friends who were event planners. That was not really a popular thing. And that was like 2014, 2015. That was not a popular thing. And so I had nobody that I could talk to. So once I became a business owner, I had to go through like all of the things that it comes with, right? Like the building process. And I even talked about it before on a live where I had to figure out how to do a lot of different things, from researching like where to get products from, what I wanted it to look like. Like I had sat down and did a whole business plan. And actually the event planning and Bella Lux was in one business plan together. I'm not going to share the details of it. But I had made it into one business plan. And so I wanted to start it individually and then, figure out how to connect the two. But the business plan is very thorough in connecting it. I just didn't do it yet, right? So I had to look at that. Like I was going to bridal shows. I was going to different hotels. I was doing a lot of things and I was solo with it. So, that is actually a difficult journey. Now, with everybody doing everything today, it really should be easier to connect with people who are like-minded if you don't have people in your circle that are like-minded. But years ago, that was not the case. I was a lone wolf, for lack of a better analogy. And I was like exploring new terrain because I didn't have someone that was going through the trenches with me, like, and then I could talk to them about it. They didn't understand what I would be talking about when I would explain certain things. So then the other part is, because you're going to go through so much when you are in your building phases. Like even with Bella Lux, I spent like $10,000 before I seen my first dollar. That was like product testing and packaging and all of these different things. And so there was like, I didn't have a person that I could go to actually talk about that, because nobody that I knew had a product-based business when I started Bella Lux in 2018. And even creating a website and what it was supposed to look like I had to teach myself those things. So for me, I had to be my own encouragement, because there was not anybody that was in my sphere at that very time that understood what I was doing. A lot of people were like, how are you building a beauty company and you got a whole master's degree? And I was like, because I want to. That's a part of my goal. It's on my vision board. Like, that's what I want to do. In my mind, I want to take over the world. So I need friends that's going to be like, well, girl, if that's what you want to do, then take over the world. But I feel like everybody should have friends like that. I am that person. If that's what you want to do, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, how we going to do it? Let's go. What you need? That's what you need. So you got to be careful of who you're listening to, because from the people that I had around me, or even some family that was like, okay, you never wanted to go into beauty, so why are you doing this now? I could have allowed that to discourage me. I could have allowed that to stop me, but I did not. I didn't. I still went forward with it. I still created the company. I still hustled. I did my website. I made my money. Like I did it. Everybody that knows that I had Bella Lux. Bella Lux is now House of Nishay, so we changed hands. That's why I said had. We're actually restructuring and adding some new products to it, so it's going through a whole rebranding. That's why you haven't heard me mention Bella Lux, because it's now House of Nishay. But I went through like a lot of different stuff, and so for me, that's why I always encourage people, because I look at the different stages and phases of my life where I did not have the encouragement, that I faced a lot of negativity, faced a lot of situations where I winded up not having friends there to help me during the process, because either they weren't where I was, or maybe didn't understand what I was doing, which to me they shouldn't matter. But in different stages and phases, it was, I noticed where the support was lacking. And so that's why I am intentional about supporting others in their endeavors, supporting others with these conversations, supporting others by pouring into them. When I send out the daily inspirational messages and motivational quotes or whatever it is in the morning, or when I post, I'm intentional about my posting and everything, because I know the power of words, and it can make you or break you. And a lot of the times you have to look at where words are coming from, what goes into your ears on a consistent basis. If you're sitting around listening to certain music or watching certain shows, even just being around people that are not doing anything. Like, I had a whole conversation with someone, and they're like, I never had anybody that encouraged me. I never had anybody, like, I didn't have that. And I'm like, so why are you still around those people if those people are not encouraging to you? Like, if they're not telling you, okay, you can do this. And for that person, it wasn't that they wanted to build a business or anything. It was something simply like weight loss. Like, why do you want to do that? And it's just like, why question? Why question when someone finds the courage to do something for themselves? When you find yourself having someone question you about the progress that you're making, the positive things that you're doing, then you really have to check your circle and hire and fire accordingly, because nobody has time for that. Life is too short for negativity. So this for today, for today's conversation, you said it's that energy that rubs off of them to you. You gotta be mindful. But you gotta be mindful of who people's spirits are and what people pour into you. That's very true. You do. Because if you don't, it will definitely tear you down, because there are a lot of people that have a lot of hate in their hearts from things that have happened to them, from their negative experiences. There are a lot of people that spew venom every day, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever is going on in your heart, whatever your heart posture is, that is usually what flows out of your mouth. And so that is what people are experiencing, is people who have been damaged, have been hurt, that are telling you what you can and cannot do based off of their negative experiences, based off of the pain that they feel inside, the dislike that they may have for themselves. Who are you listening to? It's very important. You have to check the source. And a lot of times we don't do that because we're so familiar with a person. We don't check them out while they're talking. I know that I talked about this a while ago where I was somewhere, I was at a conference actually, and a lady was telling me that basically my organization is created out of my pain points, my sister being gone and all of this stuff. And I'm like, nope, it was created before, but I let her talk. But inside of myself, I was just like, not true, because it was created before she died. It was created years before she died. So it's like, you have to check. And then when she started talking, I'm realizing that she has a lot of hurt and pain around her own situation with her daughter who has a disability. And so out of her pain, she is pouring into me. And it actually made me a little confused, because she's supposed to be like this influencer, wealthy, person. And she was just basically like killing what I wanted to do, what I have been doing actually, because she said what she said, but like last year was one of the best years for us as an organization, because we got donations that came in, so much so that we were able to buy all of these school supplies. People had even donated a lot of school supplies, and we were able to help over 400 students. That was what I wanted to do, and I accomplished that without my sister being here. But that was what I wanted to do. And so looking at the need for an organization such as mine, and even the app, because it was created out of parents wanted to know what resources are available for my kid. Something just as simple. I have a child with a disability, and I need resources. I need to know what's out there, who I can, get for certain things. And so that's why it was created. And it gives you daily messages too. There are books on there, different books that you could read and educate. There's one about teaching the child how to read. There's books on Down syndrome about, being different. There's just different types of books. And so it's some IEP books on there, different things. But the point is, it was created out of a purpose to help and to serve. And so if I had to listen to her, because for a minute I was questioning, is this what I really should be doing? But then God showed up and it was just like confirmation. This is what I should be doing. This is where I should be going. Even it was a parent that was like, man, like what you're doing is amazing. I wish I had met you sooner. This is great. We need this. And it just gave me confirmation. So I am here to say to you, do not listen to naysayers when they tell you that you cannot accomplish something. I am the first in my family to have ever created an app. Nobody in my family has ever created that. I'm the first in my family to do it in an app of this kind. I am the first to do it. Blink, blink. And your girl is considered a double minority, all right? You can do whatever the heck it is that you want to do. Stop listening to people tell you that you can't do it all. You can't conquer the world. You can't make this amount of money. It's their it's based on their perception, not your life in the direction that it's going to go in or supposed to go in. Go for your dreams. Accomplish what it is that you want to do. Take the leap of faith that you want to take. Stop asking people for approval, because God did not call a conference call when he called you, okay? So, go do that thing, whatever it is. If you got a group of friends that are telling you, dude, you ain't got to stick to one chick, and you see the quality in that chick, let me tell you. So this is a part of who you're listening to, but this is not necessarily where I was going with this, but it just came to me. If you are with somebody that you know is a good woman, a good man, and you are talking to your friends about this person, and they speak against this person, but you know in your heart of hearts this person is a good person, check who you're getting your information from and what they dating relationships look like. If they are sketchy on the dating and they telling you, oh, well, don't be with her, you can be with all these different people, but this is a good woman, or this is a good guy, and they telling you to go explore and sow your wild oats or whatever the case may be, don't listen to them. Do not listen to them, because a lot of times you will mess up your relationship listening to the wrong people. That's the other part. You will mess up your relationship, your marriage, whatever you got going on, listening to the wrong people. So you have to be careful who you are listening to. You got to be careful, because people will jack you up. Even women who sit around talking to their friends about, man, that nigga ain't this, he not that, this, that, and the other. Well, ma'am, you chose him, number one. But number two, when you talk to someone and they're like, oh, well, you should explore your options, but you know that this person is a good match for you, and you don't have any doubts about that person, that's the other part. Sometimes you got to listen to not sometimes. Take that, scratch that. All the time, you need to listen to your intuition about situations, no matter what that situation is. No matter if it's a business move or a relationship, you need to listen to your intuition on it, because your intuition is actually Holy Spirit trying to tell you what to do. So in your heart of hearts, if you feel like you should move forward and you have prayed about it or whatever, go move forward in it. Don't be letting your friends talk you out of your good thing. Don't be letting your friends talk you out of getting with that good man, because he don't look like what you would maybe normally date, or maybe, he doesn't drive the vehicle that your friends approve of. Your friend ain't got to live and do life with that person. So let's just not do that. Let's not be seeking all of the approval from your friend circle, especially if they messy, bitter women. You got to watch that. And there's a messy, bitter man too. So watch that. If you got all of that around you, then you need to change who you're around. But most importantly, you need to go with what your gut is telling you. If your gut is telling you to move forward in that relationship, if your gut is telling you to move forward in that business move, that career move, that whatever it is that you're trying to go into, if your gut is telling you to do it, then by all means, do it. That's it. Just do it. You prayed about it, just do it. Don't sit on it. Don't wait for nobody to affirm you, because that's what I realized. Like, if I had waited for people to get on board with what I had going on, I would have never started nothing. Like, I wouldn't have finished college. I wouldn't have gotten the degrees that I got. I wouldn't have started the businesses. I wouldn't be talking to y'all, because people was like, well, why you gotta get on camera? Why you gotta, what does that mean? Like, you want to tell people about what their parents didn't teach them. That's how I started these conversations, is to talk to you all and have an open dialogue about lessons that we weren't taught. That's how I started 2 years ago. It's been 2 years, y'all. It's been 2 years with y'all. So, I wouldn't have started it. And I've had people tell me, like, these were great conversations. Like, I really enjoyed the conversations. You really helped me. You know, all of these different things that have really helped other people through me coming on this live. Like, and this is not something that I would do in my normal life. Like, because by nature, I have been shy my whole life, quiet. I only talk to people that I'm close to, and I be loud with them. But outside of that, strangers, no, I wouldn't be talking to them. And so I would have missed out on helping other people had I been listening to people tell me not to do this. So the takeaway: stop listening to what everybody has to say about your life. Find out what you have to say about your life and what God has to say about your life, and move on it. You don't need everybody's approval, because everybody is not going where you're going, and they haven't been where you've been. They probably haven't accomplished what you've accomplished. And I'm here to tell you, go for, do that thing, whatever it is, be great. I am rooting for you. Today is March 16th. I want you to make up in your mind today that you are going to take the first step to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Go for it. You got this. And with that, you all have a wonderful night. Bye.